It is now my distinct privilege to introduce the remarkable governor of the state of Illinois, J.B. Pritzker. Governor Pritzker was first elected to this office in 2018 and re-elected in 2022. Before becoming governor, J.B. founded 1871, a nonprofit small business incubator in Chicago, bringing together the educational and civic resources to support startup businesses. And 1871 has helped entrepreneurs create thousands of jobs and hundreds of new companies in Illinois. Since 1871's creation, Chicago has been named one of the top 10 technology startup hubs in the world by KPMG, Forbes, and others. And it was named the top incubator in the world by UBI Global. Governor Pritzker has also been a key supporter of the Center on Wrongful Convictions at Northwestern University, a center I know well as a founding member of its advisory board, and with the support of Governor Pritzker, the center has become a national leader fighting to reform our criminal justice system and help those who are wrongfully convicted or accused prove their innocence. Governor Pritzker has also served as chairman of the Illinois Human Rights Commission. He received his degree in law from this law school and is a life member of the Northwestern Law Board. Please join me in welcoming my friend and our governor, J.B. Pritzker.
Thank you all very much. Thank you very much, John, and very kind introduction. Thanks for inviting me to join you today. It is exciting to be here, and it is truly an honor to be up here alongside some truly great people, especially the extremely youthful John Levy, Kennedy-esque, I would say. Who never misses a chance, by the way, to promote LSC to me and the work that all of you are doing. So thank you for everything that you have done and are doing for the legal profession and to engage so many people in this very, very important endeavor. Of course, LSC President Ron Flagg and Northwestern Law Dean Hari Osofsky, MacArthur Foundation Board Chair Martha Minow, our Illinois Supreme Court Chief Justice Mary Jane Tice, who swore me in to my second term. Thank you for making it official, and I'll try not to let you down. And our U.S. Special Representative for Ukraine's recovery, Penny Pritzker. And finally, to all of you distinguished guests here today, thanks for all the work that you do for the people of Illinois. I'm in awe of what LSC does day in and day out. Since 1974, standing at the forefront of equal access to justice, serving as the single largest funder of civil legal aid for low-income Americans. And here in Illinois, so much is accomplished because of LSC's work and support for organizations like Land of Lincoln Legal Aid Chicago, and Prairie State Legal Services, led by superstars, truly superstars, Clarissa Gaff and Kate Shank and Denise Conklin. Thank you for your work also. LSC distributes more than 90% of its funding to 131 organizations across the country, serving thousands of low-income individuals, children, families, seniors, veterans in every single congressional district across the nation, 850 offices in all, whether protecting survivors of domestic violence or helping low-income residents in the wake of disasters or helping immigrants who are the victims of serious crimes. LSC operates with the guiding principle that everyone deserves legal representation and access to our justice system, no matter their zip code or their socioeconomic status. It's a mission that I share, and unfortunately, the need has never been greater. You heard John talk about the fact that only 7% of Illinois' low-income residents with civil legal problems receive help. But LSC and its partners have truly stepped up to meet the moment, having served more than 63,000 people in 2022 alone, including veterans, seniors, and domestic violence survivors. And in 2023, LSC dispersed over $17 million in funding to continue helping tens of thousands more Illinoisans with everything from housing disputes to child custody. Many of you in this room are the ones on the ground making sure that our most vulnerable Illinoisans have access to high-quality legal aid. This work isn't easy, and sometimes it's thankless. But I want you to know that I see you, and I see how you've improved the lives of so many of our people. And I want you to know that I'm committed to making sure that we carry forth your work of realizing a more just and equitable legal system. At the state level, we are your allies in providing crucial legal and financial aid to Illinoisans in need in a variety of ways. While the LSC focuses on providing critical civil legal aid to low-income Americans, I'm working to advance legal rights for our residents more broadly across our criminal justice system, too. Working with the General Assembly and with many advocates, some in the room today, over the last 5 years, we truly have made some extraordinary strides in our state. I expunged more than 800,000 low-level cannabis arrest records. And I've pardoned nearly 20,000 people with cannabis convictions. And I've also pardoned many, many others for nonviolent offenses. And during my time in office, Illinois has reduced our prison population, because of the work that we've done, by more than 26%. We've invested hundreds of millions of dollars to lift up communities most harmed by the failed war on drugs, and we've opened and expanded mental health and substance abuse treatment facilities and services. We've transformed our mandatory supervised release system, focusing on creating successful outcomes for those who were formerly incarcerated, our returning citizens. We expanded voting rights also for detainees awaiting trial. In the face of an eviction cliff during the pandemic, I directed the Illinois Housing Development Authority to begin the court-based rental assistance program to help residents in eviction proceedings pay their debts and stay in their homes. And we continue that work today, supporting access to counsel programs for folks in eviction court. This work, done in partnership with organizations like LSC-sponsored ones, is a crucial lever to prevent homelessness in our state and lift families out of crisis. And I have to say, I'm very proud that we have outright eliminated a wealth-based system of pretrial detention. And we replaced it with one that's based on the threat that a defendant poses to the community or their likelihood of fleeing prior to trial. That's how it ought to be done. Community safety ought to be what guides our criminal justice system, not a defendant's wealth. That principle goes hand in hand with ensuring equal access to the justice system for all, not just those who can afford it. And that is the work that LSC does. And I cannot tell you how important it is that we allow people to get their equal rights by having equal access. As many of you know, our state has welcomed tens of thousands of new arrivals from the southern border over the last year and a half. Chicago's legal community has stepped up. I know it's not the direct work of LSC, but many of you are engaged in that work anyway, or your firms are. And it has made a big difference. We've expanded crucial access to immigration-related legal services that so many of those individuals need to navigate our nation's complex and daunting daunting immigration system. Just a reminder, because there are people outside this room who may be watching who don't know this, but the asylum seekers that are here, they are legally in the United States. These are not undocumented people. They're here legally, and we should treat them as we do every resident of Illinois, but we should treat them as such, and that's been one of my missions. As part of these efforts, the Illinois Department of Human Services partnered with the United States Citizen and Immigration Services to stand up legal clinics that help eligible individuals apply for temporary protected status and work authorization. Over 1,000 volunteers, pro bono attorneys, and staff members from our community-based partners have made this possible. In Illinois, we've accomplished quite a lot, yet, to be honest, our work is far from over. I know that more needs to be done to dismantle the structural racism and classism that has plagued our civil and criminal legal systems for far too long. You are on the front lines of this fight, and you are, I know, battle-worn, but never seem to be battle-weary, any of you. Together, we are advancing real justice and accountability in Illinois. Business leaders, academics, lawyers, human rights providers, human services providers, this audience is made up of partners from different backgrounds and career paths, bringing unique perspectives into a broad coalition to accomplish a mission that demands our attention. The collective power that you wield for the common good gives me truly great hope for generations who will live in this state and in this nation. And they will increasingly live up to, as a result of the work that you're doing, increasingly live up to the promise of liberty and justice for all. That is what our nation should be reminding itself every day, maybe especially in 2024. On behalf of the land of Lincoln, the greatest state in the nation, for those of you from out of state, welcome. You can stay in the greatest state in the nation. And thank you for your dedication to our people and communities and our future. Thank you all very much.